What's up guys, Platemaster here, and get hyped again because we are going to be looking at the other side of the semi-finals of the Unit Band EX tournament. So we've already seen Trolley Bolly fight up against JVB. Now we're going to see DDG fight up against Pine 89. And wow, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So I've got the holy crap, look at the dust effects on these guys. So I've got I reinstalled Rome 2 because patch 17 wasn't really working, but now it is because I changed. It's so weird, I found on the forums that you need to change the name of the pack file of like data and data Rome 2. Wow, those these special effects are ridiculous. And so I've reinstalled a bunch of mods that I didn't use before, and this, I think, this is the special effects mod at work, I think, because look at those dust trails, that's ridiculous. So anyways, Pine 89 has had by far the easiest run into the semi-final, in that he's had no run in at all. He first had to fight against Scythian from the or Scythian from the RTK clan. I think it's Scythian, but Scythian just was AWOL, and then I advanced him. I gave him a buy. I advanced him to second round, where he had to fight Greek Heracles, who defeated me. And Greek Heracles is a very tough opponent for him to fight. And what happened? I think he poisoned Greek Heracles, and he poisoned RTK Scyther. And maybe Pine 89 just has the fear trait. Does he have this? Is Pine 89 an elephant? Follow up, Pine. Are you an elephant or are you a berserker? Reveal yourself, and I don't mean whip out your penis. Reveal your true identity, because I definitely think he's been scaring some of these guys. Greek Heracles was supposed to fight him, and then Greek Heracles went offline for like 2 weeks, and then like right after I gave Pine 89 a buy, the next day Heracles was back online. But by then these two had fought their games already. DDG fighting up against Pine 89. Pine 89 was at the top of the bracket, so he even has the top of the bracket in his favor. What does he do? He picks Suebi. Why not? Okay, I guess it's good for me because I'm watching, but why not Rome? I guess he's too MLG for that. So he's brought Suebi, who themselves are not a bad faction to bring under the unit ban rules. So DDG had the first ban choice. He decided to ban Noble Horse and Germanic Scout Riders, and he went and picked Parthia, which is a beautiful faction in general, and it's going to be a tricky faction to use under the unit ban EX tournaments, or under this tournament. That said, they do have a lot of they do have lots of options where they need the options, basically. So Parthia's greatest strengths are in the Persian or in the Eastern Cataphracts and their regular Cataphract line, and of course their horse archers, and they have multiple types of those guys. So Pine 89 decided to ban Eastern Cataphracts and mercenary Scythian horse archers, which are the 360 talent horse archers. As you can see, this hillman getting destroyed. So what does DDG do? He decides to bring camel Cataphracts, who are quite a bit less cost effective, but against Suebi they will do just as well. But yeah, they are still super heavy, they are still very deadly on the charge. And what does he do for his horse archers? He decides to bring Parthian horse archers, who themselves are quite deadly because they have 40 missile damage. Yeah, I remember these guys, I thought they had the precision shot. I guess not. So here Noble Blood is destroyed at Spear Levy, which is huge because Spear Levies are very good units. Let's take a look at the skirmish contingent. So one Eastern Slinger, it looks like probably 1, 2, 3, 5 Eastern Slingers. No, 4 Eastern Slingers, 1 Parthian foot, and 3 Persian light archers, with it looked like 2 hillmen. You can see this Parthian horse archer just firing into the rear of these Riders of the Hunt, which is the only cavalry option that is left remaining for the Suebians. And these Riders of the Hunt have just so little armor that they're going to get destroyed. Either ways, they're light cavalry; they will just die instantly on the charge to the camel Cataphracts. So he had like two hillmen, I believe, 3 hillmen. One of them routed. Now he has 2. The Riders of the Hunt are coming in. The hillmen need to throw their at the very least, they caught the Riders of the Hunt. They've gotten some javelins off. This is a very hardcore skirmish build brought by Parthia, so he absolutely needs to not let this happen. But the Riders of the Hunt are very, very depleted at this point, so it's not like they're going to do too much damage. The Germanic Slingers, the 4 Germanic Slingers brought by Pine 89, will trade very cost effectively with the skirmish contingent. You can see these Persian Light Archers dying. So it was a very smart move to bring these guys, although they just got thrashed by that Hillman, got 22 kills off that volley. But yeah, Germanic Slingers, the reason why they trade so cost effectively is because they have the Celtic Wooden Shield apparently, or I think the Celtic Slinger Shield, which gives them something insane like a 50% chance to block enemy missiles, which is just unheard of for a Slinger unit. They're the only unit in only Slinger unit that can, or only skirmish unit that has that. So besides that, it looks like you can bring a total of 8 shock and melee cavalry, and then a total of 3 archer cavalry or skirmish cavalry. So the for the Cataphracts, it looks like only 2 camel Cataphracts brought and 1 royal Cataphract, with 1, 2, 3 noble blood cavalry. There we go. There's another one. So a total of 3 camel Cataphracts, 1 royal Cataphract, and 3 noble blood cavalry. And we already mentioned their skirmish contingent. One of the Persian Light Archers have already died though. Not really sure why he didn't bring more camel Cataphracts. They aren't the most cost effective, but I would definitely trade them in for. I would definitely trade noble blood in for more camel Cataphracts. So as for Pine 89, it looked like he already had a couple slingers that died, maybe 1 here. So it probably was 3 Germanic Slingers and a couple of Cimbri bow, or 1 Cimbri bowman. Cimbri bows will not trade very cost effectively with the Eastern Slingers, but they will do okay with against a very depleted noble blood cav in melee, or a Parthian horse archer in melee, because they have 30 bonus spears in melee. Also, it looks like 1, 2, 3 Wodan as spears, really deadly units, but they don't have the greatest mass, so which is a problem. But he does have Ariovistus, and he's got 1, 2 Swordmasters and a couple of Wolf Warriors with, ooh, there's a fourth Wodan as spear with some, earlier he had some spear levy. All in all, this, I wouldn't, you know, this Suebi army looks pretty decent. Only if they get isolated and get destroyed by the Cataphracts will they actually lose, I think. Yeah, but the Ariovistus, as long as he pops Pride once one of the Cataphracts have been caught, it's game over for the Cataphracts. And once it's game over for the Cataphracts, there's really not much the Slingers and the Archers can do. They are trading very cost effectively here though. Pine 89 should absolutely not let this happen. The sound effects from the... oh, there we go. Yeah, I thought I couldn't hear anything for a second. Eastern Slingers taking some damage, but they do have shields, and in general they are going to slaughter these Cimbri bows. It looks like they're aiming a little bit into their flanks as well. Germanic Slingers are what you want to use to fight off these guys. So the skirmish contingent not being used very effectively by Pine 89. A little feint here by the Noble Blood Cavalry, not taking much damage, and meanwhile the Germanic Slingers are taking some damage from Persian Light Archers. The Wodan as spear, if he got caught by the Wodan as spear, man, it would be lights out for those Noble Blood. They have the elite spear, the 30 melee damage spear, with 15 bonus for his large and a 29 charge bonus, which is quite deadly. They also have the encourage trait, which is going to be pretty useful here, very useful actually. That said, I mean, the Wolf Warriors, they don't have great, they have excellent morale actually, 65, that's beautiful. So yeah, slowly but steadily, DDG has killed off most of the skirmish lines. What happened to the other riders? There was another rider at the hunt. I guess it came back from route. Yeah, it just came back from fire. Holy shit! 95 kills on these Parthian horse archers. What was I focusing on? They're about to get a single experience chevron already. Definitely doesn't look like they're on heavy shot though. I think they're on regular shot. Now they should switch to heavy shot. The Wolf Warriors will die so quickly to archers. Only 20 armor. Very, very poor armor for these guys. Yeah, especially in the rear. Yeah, these horse archers are going to do tons of damage against these guys. So yeah, for now it looks like DDG is content with taking his time here. You can see some Wodan as spears in spear wall. Had to take that screenshot. That'll probably be my screenshot for this game. Actually, no, because there's going to be a bunch of amazing charges by Camel Cataphracts sooner or later. Camel Cataphracts already got 25 kills. I think he killed off a lot of the Riders of the Hunt there. And again, just testing Pine 89's reflexes here. The Eastern Slingers are slowly dying, and the skirmish contingent, for the most part, is getting very depleted here. The Germanic Slingers trading so incredibly cost effectively. 108 kills with these guys, hardly lost a unit. And these guys have gotten 57 kills, but the Eastern Slingers have lost, and Parthian archers have lost so much of their ammo. He cannot let this happen though. I'm not really sure why they are just firing into this side. That makes no sense. I've never seen archers fire like that. Yeah, I don't get this. This is very weird. They always fire into the center. Why are they firing into the side? Weird. You know what? Hold on, you guys. Let me change the sound. What is going on with the sound? I don't know. Anyways. So here, Parthian horse archers with 139 kills just destroyed this wolf warrior. And that is a big unit. No, not a big unit, but it's pretty big in numbers, and you know, they have scare too. They're one of the few units right now in this Parthian, in the Suebi army that has scare. So they could be very useful late game. So taking them out like this is very smart by DDG. Again, you need a lot of patience with the Parthian army, and it definitely shows here. DDG is taking his time, slowly whittling down the sword masters, and this is not a good job. I mean, this is not a good idea by for Pine 89. Putting them in shield wall doesn't actually improve their chances in against enemy missiles, because they are just spread so they're not spread at all, that they will die quicker than if they were in spaghetti lines. Especially considering that the archers were simply firing into like one little bit of their formation. As of now, the Riders of the Hunt slowly taking damage. Again, DDG proving to be quite the nuisance with his Parthian horse archers there. 150 kills with one, and the other one is circling around. And the thing is, he did such a good job of banning any worthwhile cavalry unit in the Germanic Scout Riders and the Noble Riders, that there's nothing that Suebi can do except take this really devastating amount of archer fire. Wolf Warriors, definitely some crazy HP damage there from the Eastern Slingers. Now this next volley is going to be pretty decisive, I think. Let's see if my prediction is right. Not really, and this is really bugging me out. What's happening with the effects? I really want to hear. Okay, let's go with this. Hopefully it doesn't fuck things up. Yeah, see, it's just fucking awkward silence now, when usually it would be the sounds of people dying, which is so much better. Here, I think the Eastern Slingers at this point have basically run out of ammo. Or maybe they're just, yeah, they've run out of ammo because they've got their daggers out. So far, the skirmish war is being won by the Cimbri bowwomen and the Germanic Slingers of Pine 89. But he's letting a lot of his units take a lot of unnecessary damage from the very deadly skirmish units of DDG, and that's simply because DDG has a lot of numbers. That being said, more Eastern Slingers could have been, or sorry, more Germanic Slingers could have been kept in different directions to just, you know, trade cost effectively in literally every engagement against the Parthian skirmishers. Instead of this happening, the Wolf Warriors here taking so much unnecessary damage there. So as we can see, it looks like the Cataphracts are charging in from the distance. They're not running. They're just chilling. And Riders of the Hunt dying. Again, DDG just taking his time. The Parthian army looks very, very shaky right now because there's one massive gaping hole right there. Ugh. No pun intended. But yeah, this Wolf Warrior is taking damage from here. There is a Wodan spear here, and here, and one in the center, but nothing protecting the right flank of Pine 89. And then again, you know, the Camel Cataphracts can probably just push through this gap right there. So huge surround going on right now by the Parthians. And Wodan Spear taking so much unnecessary damage from those Eastern Slingers while pulling around. And DDG is doing a good job at targeting basically the last remaining Riders of the Hunt. This one's only got like 16 men. But he could also fire into this Wodan Spear at the same time because they've got their backs turned to that one. So again, there's nowhere for the Riders of the Hunt to go except up in front, where they will meet these Noble Blood Cavalry. But maybe he could keep them here because I think these guys are all out of ammo. Yeah, again firing into the sides of the depleted Riders of the Hunt. Pine 89 just not responding quickly enough to any of these engagements. So yeah, this Riders of the Hunt is basically dead. And this Riders of the Hunt is going to take unnecessary damage. Well, no, he's not even firing at them. He's just firing into the rear of the general, which is also a good idea. Wodan Spears are pretty shittily armored, to be quite honest. Only 50 armor for a unit that costs so much, and that lack of armor really hurts them, especially when faced up against enemy cavalry charges. But as a support unit, there's really nothing better than a Wodan Spear. So Riders of the Hunt down to 28 units. The Wodan Spear general still not taken any casualties, but definitely some HP damage going on there. Kimberly Bows with 102 kills and a single XP, about to get a double XP chevron. Insane. But still only 4 minutes left in the battle. So it's still kind of up in the air, to be quite honest, because if he pops Ariovistus at the right time and uses Pride, then still the Cataphracts will just take too much damage while pulling out, I think. It's definitely going to take more than a couple of charges to destroy this Suebi army. I think they're sturdy enough to withstand at least 2 charges. And keep in mind, these aren't even Eastern Cataphracts, these are Camel Cataphracts. Now yeah, this is RIP. And then the Noble Blood Cavalry not charging into the Kimberly Bows, instead pulling out. I guess no need. Letting the Kimberly Bows overextend, and now should be a good time to charge into the Kimberly Bows. Boom. So yeah, they've got these double-handed spears, and wow, already 4 casualties. I mean, I knew they were deadly in melee, but not this deadly, Jesus. Wow, yeah, that's the reason. Wodan Spear with 52 kills, Noble Blood Cavalry down to 36 men. Yeah, and that's another reason why Wodan Spears are so deadly, because they've got those precursors. They take some damage. Also, yeah, this is the third reason why Wodan Spears are so deadly. Look at how many kills they're getting on Noble Blood Cavalry with cavalry counter tactics. Holy fuck! Have you ever seen a spear unit do that well? I mean, a spear unit at this price do that well against cavalry. They're just so deadly against cavalry. And imagine with Pride turned on. Good lord. And here Camel Cataphracts getting too close. Way too close. Because Camel Cataphracts here charging into Wodan Spears, poking a huge hole there, and then get caught by the last remaining Noble Riders of the Hunt there. And then these Camel Cataphracts forced to pull out against these onrushing Wodan Spears. And then the Royal Cataphract General, though, he decides not to. I was going to go all cinematic mode on his ass. 46 units only left in this Camel Cataphract. They're very slow. Their turning radius is even slower because they're camels, and that's just the way Rome 2 works. Wolf Warriors, though, just got destroyed by Camel Cataphracts. And then this Noble Blood Cavalry is going to attack these Wodan Spears. They're down to 58 men because they're not good against charges. But here the General versus General. They're going to form shield wall, and they braced, and now they've got. Does it matter? Does it matter? He didn't even use trample, and he fucked it up. He just fucked it up so bad. I guess because they were still reforming. That was the problem. And then Wolf Warriors here are going to get charged by a mixture of Camel Cataphracts and Noble Blood Cav. Noble Blood Cav rampaging everywhere. Pride and Fast Charge was not popped at all. But you can't really pop fast charge against a Parthian army. Here, Royal Cataphracts destroying the last remaining units. And very, very well done to DDG. Again, not much that Suebi could really do. Could have just spammed 6 Wodan spears and then 6 spear wall and then 6 spear levy. And then brought like 2 Germanic slingers. Spear wall have excellent missile block chance too, if I recall correctly. But yeah, he chose not to do that here. Camel Cataphracts charging into the general. Let's try and get some. You know what? I'm gonna be such a shit YouTuber that I'm gonna pause my video just to get a good screenshot. Yeah, this is pretty poetic, isn't it? No, it's not, but it makes for a cool screenshot, anyways. Boom. All right, so continuing. Oh, now he pops pride, in fact. Just kidding. But still, Wodan spears, 24 kills. You guys saw that the potential of Wodan spears, though. If they had spear wall to help protect them, I think they could have done so incredibly well against a Parthian army like this. So, you know what? I'm going to go ahead. This is going to be the Blade Master tradition. Let's turn on our Ultra Funds and then go and take a look at what a good Suebi counter would be to this Parthian build. First of all, let me preface this by saying Suebi, there's no proper Suebi counter to a Parthian build like that. Suebi is like one of the last factions that you want to take against Parthia. So okay, first of all, I'm going to want to bring at least 4 Wodan spears. We've got only 8140 left. Have I put it on medium funds? No, it's large. And then spear women are very nice though. Spear women are very cool. Because they've got frenzy charge too, so that means they more than the charge speed and charge damage, which they have pretty good charge bonus already. The main thing about frenzy charge is it gives your units unbreakable morale for as long as it's active. So even if you have a wavering spear woman, just pop frenzy charge and they'll stay there for a long time. So maybe I would have brought like 3 spear women and 3 spear wall. We only have 4180, so I think bringing at least 3 or 4 Germanic slingers was a very good idea on his part. Riders of the Hunt max 2 because they're just so vulnerable. As you could see, they didn't do anything in this battle. Now we still have 2000 funds. Keep in mind we don't have access to Noble Riders and Germanic Scout Riders. I would have definitely brought, because the horse runners, they don't have spears. That's the problem with horse runners. But I maybe would have brought a couple of cheeky these guys, the Germanic youths, because that is probably the best way to kill off Cataphracts, because you have Germanic slingers to take on the enemy skirmishers, you have spear wall to block enemy missiles, and then you have Germanic youths which can destroy the Cataphracts when they come in. So even if you don't have Riders of the Hunt, if they died, if you don't have melee cavalry to chase after the Cataphracts, you have these guys behind your lines to throw their deadly javelins. Now we can just put the rest of the money into maybe 1 Wodan spear. Now we have 510 spear brother, I guess we can bring, but this leaves us with no money or no space for spear levy, and we only have pretty high value spears. So maybe I would remove a couple of these spear women. 1 2 3 4 5, bring a 6th Wodan spear. Now see, I don't really know where to spend my money on. Remove, what should I remove? Remove the Riders of the Hunt. There's no point in having them. 6 Wodan spears. 1 2 3 4 4 spear wall. I don't really want to bring the Night Hunters because they look at this 10 armor. They're gonna get destroyed. And fuck it. I mean, if I have the extra money, might as well go horse runners. Now we only have 1780 though. 1 2 3 4 5 6. We've got 4 of these guys. Let's bring these guys, and then let's bring 2 of these. Perfect. You have 2 spear levy that can chase, that would ideally chase off the Parthian horse archers, and then you have just a shit ton of spears. That's probably the best way that Suebi could have countered against this. Put your guys in. Well, what I would do is keep my Wodan spears very close together. Keep the spear wall as a very widespread mid line. These guys do have shield screen. Honestly, what Suebi could have done is pop wedge, because oh my god, he could have done that. I think that could have worked, because what that would have done is, if a Cataphract charged in, it's the same tactics of Attila working there. The Cataphracts would charge in, they would only hit the tip of the wedge, and then the rest of the units wouldn't really hit the wedge formation, thereby removing a large part of the impact damage. So I think, you guys tell me, maybe test it when you have some time. Let me know what you think, if putting wedge would be a good idea on all your units. Anyways guys, that's the end of this battle. Hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for more. Peace.